Chapter 6. I'm lonely but no one can tell. If I wanted children, I just go to Harrods and buy one. They sell anything there. Buy two and you get a nanny thrown in. When I have a relationship, it is never a half-hearted one. I don't believe in half measures or compromise. I just can't bear to compromise about anything. I give everything I've got because that's the way I am. I try to hold back when I'm attracted to someone, but I just can't control love. It runs riot. I fall in love far too quickly and end up getting hurt all the time. Maybe I just draw the wrong kind of people to me. I've got scars all over, but I can't help myself because basically I'm a softie. In terms of love, you're never in control, and I hate that feeling. I have quite the reverse. I may be hard on the exterior, but I'm very soft-centered. I have this hard macho shell which I protect on stage, but there's a much softer side too, which melts like butter. I'm a true romantic, just like Rudolph Valentino, but some articles make me sound so damned cold. I have a soft side and a hard side, with not a lot in between. If the right person finds me, I can be very vulnerable, a real baby, which is invariably when I get trodden on. But sometimes I'm hard, and when I'm strong, no one can get to me. Now and again, the quills come out, and they're sharp. I'm a very dominant person in my relationships. I'm also a very possessive person. I can go to great lengths trying to be loyal, just to prove a point. But the moment I find someone has betrayed me, I go the other way. Betrayed, I'm an ogre. I'm a man of extremes, and that can be very destructive. I can be very over-emotional, and that can be very destructive traits in me too. I seem to eat people up when they get too close and destroy them, no matter how right I try to make things work. There must be a destructive element in me, because I try very hard to build up relationships, but somehow I drive people away. They always blame the end of the love affair on me because I'm the successful one. Whoever I'm with, they seem to get into a battle of trying to match up to me and overcompensating. I spoil my lovers terribly. I like to make them happy, and I get so much pleasure out of giving them wonderful, expensive presents. But then they end up treading all over me. When I lay myself bare on the floor, it just seems to be my downfall. Sometimes I wake up in a cold sweat, in fear because I'm alone. That's why I go out looking for someone who will love me, even if it's just for one-night stands. My one-night stands are just me playing my part. What I really like is a lot of loving. I fall in love and then I end up getting hurt and scarred. It seems I just can't win. In one way, I think the more mishaps I have, the better the songs I write are going to be. Once I find somebody, find a long-lasting relationship, bang goes all the research for wonderful songs. I'm sort of living on past mishaps. Well, having said all of that, I don't know. I don't know what's in store for me. I want a challenge. I always want it that way. I think my system is just conditioned to that. The moment it gets too nice, I become bored. I spoil it for myself. Yes, I'm gay. I've done all that. I'm as gay as a daffodil, dears. But I couldn't fall in love with a man the way I could with a girl. I don't go out to have very gay company, but in this business it's very hard to find loyal friends and keep them. Among my friends are a lot of gay people and a lot of girls. And a lot of old men too. I move in a theatrical world and people can draw their own connotations from that. I had a girlfriend I lived with for 5 years, Mary. I had boyfriends as well. I would destroy all the mystery if I always explained everything about myself. To actually come out with it and go into huge detail about all those things, to be honest, it is a bit beneath me. I have maybe wider sexual taste than most people, but that's as far as I'm going to go. I'm a human being. I would like people to recognize the fact that I'm a human being. It's like I'm handicapped, because people immediately go for my so-called stage persona. No one loves the real me. Inside, they're all in love with my fame and stardom. Therefore, I have to virtually fight. Most of the time it works against me. I want a relationship, but I feel I have to fight it all the time. It's like I created a monster. I have to find somebody to accept that in terms of a relationship, but it's very hard. You try to segregate the two, and it's not easy. It's like two sides of a coin. There have been romances in my life that have gone wrong, and it's very hard to find someone genuine. You can't tell whether they want you or Freddie Mercury, the pop star. And he is someone quite different. I can be a good lover, but I think after all these years, I'm not a very good partner for anybody. I've had a lot of lovers, of course. I've had more lovers than Liz Taylor, both male and female. I've tried relationships on either side, but my affairs never seemed to last. All of them went wrong. Obviously, I'm not a good catalyst. Love is Russian roulette for me. Finding that wonderful person is very hard, and sometimes I try too hard. I was running away with myself. I mean, the more I was upset with the relationship, the more there was a backlog of stress and hardship and those things. Oh dear. It sounds like this could be a real sob story, but I don't mean it that way. I feel I'm walking around with scars all over the place, and I just think I couldn't take another scar. I get hurt, but I try not to make too much of a show of it. I'm not a person to hold a grudge. At the actual moment of a betrayal, it's like a knife in your back. And of course, my initial reaction is, I'm gonna get that fucker. But it does fade. I will myself into that kind of thing. I just let it go. It's not worth it. I've been let down many times, but I just grit my teeth, bite my tongue and say, fuck 'em. In many cases, we end up being friends, after a while, which is quite amazing for me. There are so many people who have fucked me up, basically, and I think, never again. And some of my close friends say, how could you just overlook that? You see, I'm a softie. I'm a peach. I'm possessed by love, isn't everybody? Most of my songs are love ballads and things to do with sadness and torture and pain. I seem to write a lot of sad songs because I'm a very tragic person, but there's always an element of humor at the end. I once wrote a song called My Love is Dangerous. I feel that maybe that's what my love is, dangerous. I haven't actually analyzed myself, but after all these years I just feel I'm not a very good partner for anybody, and I think that's what my love is. My love is dangerous. Who wants their love to be safe anyway? Can you imagine writing a song called My Love is Safe? It would never sell. I generate a lot of friction, so I'm not the easiest person to have a relationship with. I'm the nicest person you could meet, my dears, but I'm very hard to live with. I don't think anyone could put up with me, and I think sometimes I try too hard. In one way, I'm greedy. I just want it all my own way, but isn't everybody? I'm a very loving person, and I'm a very giving person. I demand a lot, but I do give a lot in return. I also found that in a way, over the years, I've become bitter. I just don't trust anybody because I've been let down so many times. The more you've been let down, the more hurt you endure. I find it very hard to open up to people because I just don't trust the buggers. You just can't win in my situation, and that's the way it is. When you have success, it becomes very difficult. You find out the real bad is. You just take as it comes. In fact, that's why I've built up a very hard exterior. I mean, most of the time when people talk to me, I immediately think, what do they want? Is he after this or that? So it's very hard for people to get to know me. I have to go through a big sort of sifting process. I have to weed them out. I probably might do it to the wrong person sometimes, but I have to do that. You don't welcome people with open arms all the time. You just have to vet them. Success has brought me millions of pounds and worldwide adulation, but not the thing we all need, a loving relationship. You can be loved by so many thousands of people, yet still be the most loneliest person. And the frustration of that makes it even worse, because it's hard for people to understand that you can be lonely. Most people wonder how someone like Freddie Mercury can be lonely. He has money, he has cars and chauffeurs, he has a lot. You can seem to have everything and yet have nothing. Maybe one day I'll catch up with myself, and that will be my downfall. In fact, sometimes that kind of loneliness is the hardest to bear because within all that, all the people around you, you're still lonely. You see, loneliness doesn't just mean shut off in a room by yourself. It can be that you're in a crowded area, but still be the most lonely person, and that's the most hurtful thing. This sounds like, poor lonely Freddie, I'll be inundated with offers. It's difficult for people in my position. The slightest thing can turn it all back. Sometimes you can be a very strong person, and you can build things up against all odds, and it takes one tiny little thing, and that little four-letter word can send you cartwheeling back. But you can still strive for it. I've tried, but it's always gone wrong. It's so much heartache, and I just don't want any more of that. I really don't. I think love always comes first, but love can let you down. You have to be so damn strong. Love can ruin everything that you've built up if you let it. I suppose you have to be a hard-faced bitch. A lot of people that the media build up to be so strong are not that all underneath. Sometimes the strongest people can suddenly just collapse. It's like you've blown up a balloon and one prick can make it go whoosh. You have to be very careful. This book is about my boy, Farrokh Bulsara. Of course, he became better known to the world as Freddie Mercury. But through everything, he never stopped being a loving and affectionate son and family member. I miss him hugely, but thanks to his music, he's never far away from me. The talent and intelligence of this unique man and much loved son will ensure his memory lives on for generations to come. So I do hope you enjoy reading his own words, for they illuminate the wonderful man he was. Ger Bulsara.